All right, well, we're about halfway through the week here. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. It's had Raw on Monday. We had Tuesday on NXT. We're going to talk about those things there too. Because why? Because they're interesting. And I don't want to feel like going on a rant. So, it's DA Wrestling. I'm Andrew. Buckle up. This might be a funny one. Who knows? Let's go. Okay. On today's show, we're going to talk about Ripley, Io Sky, Giulia, as well as the Roxanne Perez match. Because, yeah. We're also going to talk how Oba Femi destroyed Charlie Dempsey, but some things were said before that. Right? We're also going to talk about what's going on Saturday night's main event, because a couple matches were signed and showing up for that. We're also going to talk about the craziness, which is Tatum Paxley. Right? And we're talking a little bit more of things there too. What I think about a possible Grace versus Fakir match, and what I think might happen with that. Who knows? At Battleground. But anyway, guys, before we get started, it's knee deep in this stuff here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe down below here on YouTube. There. Make sure you also follow us on Podbean as well as on Spotify. Right, you can find us there, right? The audio versions. This is obviously the video versions. Anyway, thanks for all your support. We appreciate it. Let's get at this. Okay, so on Raw this week, the main event was Roxanne Perez and Giulia versus Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Now, I'm not upset about the match. I think the match in general was a good match. What I am a little annoyed with is that this whole feud that you brought these two girls up with is absolutely and positively completely one-sided. Okay? Like, it's 100% one-sided. You have Giulia there, who's in NXT with Roxanne Perez, because they apparently have not been called up according to Meltzer. Right? And they're on the main roster, although a draft is coming apparently at the end of the month. Well, I see then. But you have them both losing completely to Ripley and Io Sky. Now, I get Ripley is a dominant force. I get Io Sky is a champion. But the whole thing is one side. What's the point of having them come up here and feud with these two women if you're just going to have them lose consistently? Like, who's booking this? Like, it doesn't sound like it's Triple H. I know Road Dogg's booking SmackDown lately. That's probably why some of that might be in the tank. But, like, Giulia is a force in NXT. Or at least was. Roxanne Perez was one of the most decorated champions in NXT history. You bring her up to the Rumble. She's like the second longest in the Rumble. In fact, I think the longest actually now. Right? She just loses the Rumble. All right? Then you bring her up, and you look like you're going to start a feud, maybe like a feud that might accumulate at WrestleMania against Bayley, which then gets crapped and dumped on because you want to bring Becky Lynch back. Right? So Giulia then loses her rematch against Stephanie McCurry, which is fine. That was a fatal four-way. I'm okay with that. As long as you have a singles match down the line, which you haven't even done again. Or rolled it back. Because quite frankly, that was a really good match. Right? And then you decide not to do it at Stand Deliver. So you had to go with a four-way. Fine, fair, it's Grace, Jordan Grace, you had Jada Parker there, right? But you've done nothing with Giulia since you brought her up to the main roster and have her attacking Io Sky and Ripley. It makes no sense. It's absolutely positively stupid. Now, I don't say a lot of bad things about WWE half the time, but quite frankly, this here is really biting me in the butt. Because you guys are ruining someone like Giulia. Like, what? She got hurt. Put the title on her. She got hurt. So you punish her this way? It makes no sense. Makes zero sense. It's a physical sport. It might be predetermined, but it's a physical sport nevertheless. Right? And people do get hurt. Right? It's the same way you treated Finn Balor. Yes. right? Seth, buckle bombed him into the barrier years ago, and you've never really trusted the guy since to hold that Universal title, even though he probably should have been by this point here a 2 or 3 time Universal champion. Now, granted, that was probably the old guy who's no longer there, but still, right? Giulia deserves better. And for all those people out there, and so does Roxanne Perez, and for all those people out there who are complaining about her braids on X that I see, who cares? Is it your head? Is it damn if she wears braids or not? Who gives a crap? She likes having her hair as a braids. Have her braids. I don't give a crap. I like to shave my head sometimes. Go bald. Why? It doesn't make me a skinhead. I just like the feel of it. Plus, it's easier to wash and maintain. That might be the same thing for her. I don't know. I don't have long enough hair to have braids. But, as you guys are treating, what you're treating is completely off the wall. If you're just gonna have the match against Rhea versus Io Sky, just do the match then. Put it on Saturday's main event. If you want to tell off Io, then fine, do it at Saturday's main event. Or, right, have Giulia go up there, right? Have her take the title off of Io Sky. Then you have Giulia, who could run the title on it all, right? And bring her up. If not, put her back down in NXT and have her run the table, right? And go have another match with Stephanie Fakir. Because the way it's looking right now is Jordynne Grace. You have more plans with Jordynne Grace than you do Giulia. It's almost like Giulia almost signed like a 1 year contract or a 2 year contract. Mind, who knows? I mean, I know she was hurt when she first, kind of signed a while back, and then finally made her debut like a year later. I think that's what it was. But seriously, like, pull your head out of the fictional rear end of your rear end. Absolutely nonsense. Anyway, moving on to the rest of it, moving on to NXT now for a little bit before I go back to Raw. Right? Femi absolutely destroyed Charlie Dempsey in a match there. Now, that's not really the part that I really care about. I mean, that was obviously going to happen there. Charlie Dempsey was no match for Femi. He's the ruler. I love Femi. Right? For you guys who don't know, Charlie Dempsey is the son of William Regal. Right? He powerbombed him straight to hell. Literally. Like, he was moving. Like, he looked like crap after the match. But what was interesting is that they opened the show really with Miles Bourne. And he made some admissions, which I said last week on this show. That Miles Bourne is partially deaf. And it's a lot of things out there. Now, I don't know if they're going to strap a rock to this kid. Right? But he had a match with Ethan Page. He looked pretty damn good in it. Ethan Page is a veteran of the world of wrestling for years. Okay? Do I think he's going to beat Femi? Absolutely not. Do I think he's going to put up a valiant effort? 100%. Do I think he's going to get smashed and powerbomb straight to hell? 100%. He's not going to be the one that takes the title off Femi. Unless they decide to bring Femi to the main roster, which I hope they do. But, where they put him, I don't know at this point. There's a lot of other things going on that nobody really knows sometimes. All right? Tatum Paxley and Thea Hale. Now, they had a match that was almost like an impromptu match that happened the back early in the day where Tatum was like destroying her dollhouse and started ripping on Thea Hale, saying, "Oh, your friends are going to leave you," all that stuff. I mean, basically what they're doing now is they're pointing out the fact that Gigi Dolan got released, and they're kind of making it out like that she just left and ran away from her. It's kind of good, right? At least there's consistency there. A little bit of continuality, reality based, a little bit there, right? But Tatum Paxley is going absolutely nuts. I love Tatum Paxley. I think she's absolutely great. I also like Thea Hale, right? Thea Hale's been using the Kimura an awful lot too, which is good for her. She's won several matches with it. Right? But then things ended in a DQ because Tatum Paxley went absolutely nuts and decided to go after her eye. He wants to make her one eye Thea. Or Hale the one eye. One or the other. Not over with them. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. Now, the main event of that show of NXT was Jordan Grace and Giulia. Sorry, Jordan Grace and Stephanie Vakir, my lovely lady, who by the way was looking fantastic with like a see-through shirt, showing off the bra with the you know boobies hanging out a little bit, and they faced the Fatal Attraction, Fatal Instinct, whatever, Fatal Reserve. It doesn't really matter. JC Jane and Fallon Henley, who I still think should push Fallon Henley a little bit more, as well as JC Jane. I think it's high time JC Jane moves to the main roster. But I mean, they're probably going to make her a job right because that's what she seems to be good at. Because JC Jane's getting more noise, she hasn't won a title yet, whereas everyone else around her has won titles. Although she was a tag team champion one time with Gigi Dolan. So she has won titles, just not a singles title. Right? But what I got out of this is that Jordan Grace ends up getting ends up pinning JC Jane. And I'm getting the vibe at Battleground that Jordan Grace is going to lose, which I'm perfectly fine with. But I sense a heel turn coming for Jordan Grace. The way she's carrying herself, the way she's talking, the way she's acting, it's very heelish. I almost feel like if Jordan Grace loses, she's going to attack Stephanie Vakir at the end of the match, which will lead to another match down the line. Funny how we're going to do that, but not get Giulia back, right? Giulia's get that one back, right? Just saying. But no, all in all, that was a really good match. Very back and forth. JC Jane and Fallon had quite a bit of offense in here, too, right? The point, even, too, where Stephanie Vakir now knows how popular her Devil's Kiss move is, because it really is, right? And she's teasing it now. She starts doing this, smiling, and then does go to a headlock instead on JC Jane. Really cool, actually. Actually, she does get it, folks. Right? For all you know who all there who like me want to see her just bounce her butt up, back up, down, there you go. Right? It's good times. But I think Grace is going to turn complete heel at Battleground. I think we'll see how that goes. Maybe it's a possibility. Right now they're kind of showing it. That's the way it seems like going with it. But we'll find out. All right, back to Raw because we got some things announced for Saturday night's main event, which is coming up in a few weeks. Now they've noted that this week, I believe it was actually came out last week, but Jey Uso will be defending the title against Logan Paul. The second time Logan Paul gets a world title match against a Bloodline member. He's not winning. He's just not. But Logan Paul is a good enough wrestler to the point where like he could put on a very good match with Jey Uso. He's athletic enough to the point to do it. His matches in the past with Roman Reigns in Riyadh was very good. Right? His match with LA Knight at SummerSlam last year was very good. Right? His match this year versus AJ Styles was quite good. So he knows what he's doing. He's very good wrestler. Like, I mean, I don't know who the hell Logan Paul really is anyway. I don't really care. I didn't really know who he was till he came into WWE. But I give the credit. I'll give the devil his due. The guy who knows how to wrestle, he knows how to be, knows he's very athletic. He's a very good wrestler. He's very good. So we'll see. All right. But the big one though is that CM Punk opened the show and he cut a promo saying he's mad at Paul Heyman a lot. He should have saw it coming, but it's really his fault because he knows it's done before. He trusts his friends too much. Calls him the Penguin because let's be honest, he kind of looks like a penguin at times. Wobbles a little bit. It kind of happens. I mean, it's Paul Heyman, right? I mean, it's better to call him the Walrus, although that was a good one, right? And during the promo, Seth Rollins comes out along with Braun Breaker. Seth shoots his mouth off about Punk, as per usual. They eventually attack Punk, get the upper hand on him. Sami Zayn ends up coming out to save CM Punk. Right? And it was then signed that at Saturday night's main event, you're going to get CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. That's gonna be a good match. Now, the rumor going around right now is that there's gonna be a third member. Now, the previous reported and talked about it last time, a few weeks ago, I think it was, that there was no really new member scheduled. Now, obviously, as they always say, cards subject to change can change. So, comment down below who you think might be the first, who might be the third member, right? Let me know in the comments who you think the third member is, right? I want to hear you think because I have no idea right now who it could possibly be. There has been some people out there who say, it could be Bronson Reed. I'd be okay with that. 100%. I'd be completely okay with Bronson Reed. It makes sense too. He's coming back soon, right? Or it could be an NXT call up. You know? But we're going to find out more about this as it goes on. Saturday's main event's going to be a big one by the looks of it. You have the title match there, right? We have this match as well. There probably will be more soon announced. Moving on to Becky Lynch's promo. Becky Lynch basically said, I am when I say I am. Very, very similar to the Eminem song. That's right, I just dropped Eminem in that thing, folks. Enjoy it now. Right? I am who I say I am. Who you guys say I am. They say she's untrustworthy. That's who you guess who she is. Right? She said, if you think I've held people down before, just wait till you see it now. This might be a better heel turn for Becky than Big Time Bex was. Because Big Time Bex wasn't really that great, to be honest with you. It was kind of like in between there, heelish, but not. She did heelish crap, like ran away and stuff like crap like that. But I feel this one might be better. I'm going to give this one a little bit of hope on it. I think this one, Becky Lynch, is going to be much better. I think it's going to be very, very much of I'm going to get you before you get me kind of thing. So it's kind of ironic, though, too, how she bitched and complained about Charlotte all those years, and now she's becoming like Charlotte. Weird. And one last thing we're talking about, too. We did a TNA NXT match, they said, coming up at Battleground. It's going to be Joe Hendry putting the TNA title on the line versus Trick Williams. They had a sit down contract signing in the back there. Nobody broke a table. It's one of very few. What 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 Joe Hendry said was probably very, very interesting. He said literally to Trick Williams that if you win, you win. You go off, do this, defend the title. But if you lose, now you've lost the NXT title, which you have no way to get back to. Then you lost the TNA title, you have no way to get back to. What are you going to do then? It's a very interesting part, very hit hard. Now, am I crazy enough to think that TNA is willing to put the title on Trick Williams? It's a possibility. Comment down below if you think that might happen. But I don't see. I don't see really lasting as a long term thing then. I think it might be like a quick snapshot. Okay, you on the title. Now we're gonna put it back on Joe Hendry again, or somebody else come in. But Joe Hendry's contract is coming to an end very soon, from what I understand, and WWE has expressed very much interest in it. Is it possible maybe they do a trade? Maybe there's no room for Trick Williams on the main roster right now. Maybe they trade Trick Williams to TNA for Joe Hendry, and maybe cash and player to be named later. Who knows? Time will tell. But that was the week so far. Right? Hopefully, I get a chance to do SmackDown stuff this week. We'll find out. That's the show, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed my rant. Hope you guys didn't get too offended by it. Right? But hey, if you like the content here, like I said, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Podbean. We are on TikTok, where I post our thumbnails and pictures. right? For the feature, right? Right? Links always in the bio there. Also follow us on X at DA Sports or DA Sports Pod or DA Wrestling. One or the other, one of them will come up. All right. Hey man, guys, have a good one. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. And help us all.